moly. Look at Anne's got like her own garbage can / popcorn bucket / whatever the fuck you want to call that thing.
It could be a hat, a brooch, or a pterodactyl.
Oh. Okay, Anne, I need you to workshop that. Go. That's right. For those of you that cannot see this, Anne has a Twisters popcorn bucket. It was the swag that you got for going to the movie. Was it in Ypsilanti last night? Oh yeah, look at that. Now it's like a hand.
It's too bad it's not like on a pedestal that you can push a button and it spins.
I know, like.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm forward to coming to your house and using your bathroom and having that be my garbage can in the bathroom. So far, I think the hat is the most fashionable thing about that for sure.
I know. Like, it's like it can disappear.
You can take a nap. Just pull it down over your eyes, take a nap.
I can hear the ocean.
Yes. So for those of you that may be wondering what we are talking about, we went and saw Twisters this weekend. That's right. The new box office, sure to be a blockbuster because there's nothing else, literally nothing else to go and watch. Literally. Is Twisters, which is the standalone sequel to the 1996 movie of a similar but not quite the same name, Twister, which was made in 1996 with Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt. So we went and saw that this weekend, and today is the day. Today's the day that we're going to review this. So, yes, I'm Janice Brothers. With me is Ann Brothers and Chip Moehle, entertainment expert extraordinaire.
Yes, I'd like to give a shout out to my sister-in-law who got the collector's popcorn box for Twisters and then donated it to the Brothers Sisters prop room so that we would have it forever.
I love it.
Liz Williams, you're a super fan. You're getting a tote bag.
I love it. You have memorabilia now. When we open the Brothers Sisters Smart Dumb Fun Museum.
Oh,
exactly.
Museum. So, Anne, I have a quest for us. Actually, this is for next year. You and I have unfinished business in the United States of America, Anne. And that
where are we
unfinished business, 3 words: clown, doll, museum.
Why do you want us to get murdered? Why do you want us to get murdered in Nebraska, Jenny Brothers?
Because it will make a great murder podcast, Anne.
Are you trying to kill yourself?
We'll have to count on Jeannie to like solve our murder. It's like, oh, it was a clown doll. It was a team of clown dolls.
Team of clown dolls. And I think we will be leaving it in good hands if we leave it in Jeannie's hands, because Jeannie is our murder podcast expert.
There you go.
To A, solve our murder, and B, develop a podcast. She knows people.
It'll be like Ann and Jenny were dead, and they'll be like, it was the clown.
It was the clown. Exactly. Well, they went to a clown doll museum. So.
Yeah. It's been weighing on me.
It won't be that hard to solve. I'm like, duh.
Yeah, as long as we don't go on a Sunday, because, whatever. All right, so yes, we are here with Chip Moehle. As you know, we are talking about the movie Twisters. We have many thoughts about this movie. We went and saw it at the KP Theaters in Kalamazoo, Michigan. I have some thoughts on that theater too, which I will share momentarily. So yeah, it's been a full Sunday. That's why we're coming at you a little bit late today, because we had things that we were doing in Detroit. Hence, Ann and I have semi-matching T-shirts. So we went to the book festival in Detroit, Michigan today.
Book Girl Summer.
Book Girl
Summer.
Yeah,
I love it.
Again,
Hot Girl Summer.
Williams.
It's Book Girl Summer. Yeah,
right,
also from Liz Williams.
Because Liz Williams is the man, metaphorically speaking. Okay, good. All right. So here we are on a Sunday. It's been a full Sunday. It is warm. It is lovely. It is July. Doesn't it feel like July right now? It kind of feels like a perpetual Tuesday. So that's kind of how I feel about July.
It definitely feels like July. It definitely does.
It does. It does indeed. So I'm going to bring this into the stream here. There it is. This is what we're talking about today. Glenn Powell.
So dreamy.
That guy's he's a cutosaurus, man.
Cutosaurus Rex.
Wow.
He is a Cutosaurus Rex. I don't know. I haven't felt that way about a male actor in a while, where you're just like, meow. I do. I don't know what it is. There's just something about him that just does it for me. So
he's got the Riz.
I just think, yes. Oh, God damn it, Chip. If you tell me he's Sigma, I'm coming through that screen. Fuck.
Did I even use that correctly? I don't even know if I
You
used that.
did, man. You totally used it correctly. I'm like, look who has. You have a teen nephew, don't you?
I do.
Mhm.
I do. I'm 58 and I've just woken up out of a block of ice.
Oh,
yes, you have the
man.
Riz, you are a Sigma, all that shit. All right, anyway, we were talking about Twizzlers, but before we do that, Anne, would you like to take us through our synopsis and bring our listeners back to who we are and what we're doing?
Jenny, I would be happy to. Hi, everybody. We are Anne and Janice Brothers. Our last name is Brothers. And as Janice's little neighbor friend Karma said to me, yeah, you look like sisters. You just got more white hair than Jenny.
A lot more.
Oh, Karma. What a bitch.
Oh, Karma. You scared me, yeah, little bitch. All right. We're in our 50s, which means we are Generation X, which also means we know the disappointment of sea monkeys. We were pulled into believing that we'd have these interesting little creatures, and instead we got brine shrimp. So, yeah, disappointment.
So much disappointment, man. It's just, like in a lifetime of disappointments, sea monkeys is like top 5, and that's not bad,
it was like,
honestly.
And it was an early lesson, and then all the adults, instead of being like sympathetic, were like, well, we told you you were stupid. You're like, oh, thanks. So I've got a bowl of dead shrimp and I'm not very smart. Okay, thanks.
Add it to the list of evidence that I'm stupid.
And I have the merit badge to prove it.
Exactly. A sea monkey sticker. And I'm out 57 cents, which I could have bought 2 stickers with.
Yeah, that was the worst part. You start thinking about the things that you could have bought with that 57 cents. So disappointing.
Exactly. So we talk about smart stuff, dumb stuff, fun stuff, or any combination of the three. Cool or hip or sexy. We know this because punctuation, even in a text, is still important to us. Put in the question marks, the commas, the periods, even though from what I've heard from younger generations, that's passive aggressive. So there you go. We're not a.
Did you say period is passive aggressive?
I got passive aggressive for you.
Yeah, exactly. I'll give you some Gen X passive aggressive. All right. We're not a celebrity influencer or a true crime podcast. We are really the fantasy island of podcasts. There is a new adventure every week.
I like that.
Nice.
The
plane.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I got to put that. I have to add that to the list. All right. We're great to listen to when you want to learn things about stuff and because you need something to listen to when you're on the beach. So this is not a G or PG or even a PG-13 podcast, as you heard my sister swearing earlier. But I got to tell you, we are so fucking excited to have our friend Chip on the show today. So thank you, Chip.
Yeah. So fucking excited. I think I might have started the show with a swear word this time.
I think you might have, Jenny Brothers. I think you might have. It was like right out of the gate. Join us on our website, Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. Like us, follow us, hit the bell, leave us a review, give us your feedback with your 5 stars, 5 stars, 2 thumbs up, whatever. Give us your feedback with our questions and answers, and ask Alexa. She will play it. Say, Alexa, play the Brother Sisters. She knows where we are.
That is so cool.
She's that cool.
She's so
that
smart.
Cool. Exactly.
I got a new one this week. I got a new one.
What did you get?
I got a new Echo this week.
What?
I took advantage of Prime Days. 55% off of their Echo, and so I got a new one. It's bigger. It's got more bass, and it has a new tone when you say its name. It made one sound. Now it makes a new sound. Ooh. And yeah, I like it. So
nice.
My old one, you couldn't adjust the volume anymore on my old one because I had a first generation. So I am waiting patiently though for them to come out with the Alexa Silver so that I can get one of those for my parents.
Any name that begins with an A, it will respond.
Correct. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Saturday Night Live made a commercial probably about 3 or 4 years ago with something called the Alexa Silver, and it is the funniest effing commercial. It's an Amazon Echo for old people. It's the funniest effing commercial ever on Saturday Night Live. It's so funny.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You will laugh, and you'll be like, "How come I don't have one of these for myself?"
God, it's so funny. Yeah, Chip. You will enjoy it. Okay, anyway, all right. So, yes, remember you can support us for free. It costs you nothing to support us. Again, you can find us on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. Sharing is caring. Tell people to love us. Love us. Tell people to love us in return. Yeah, we're trying to build our following, trying to build our brand, and we want you to join us. It'll be fun because we are nothing without you. Nothing. So
Nothing.
there.
Yeah.
That was heartfelt, by the way. That was
You
my Ted Lasso moment.
I
completely.
So now
felt
I'm all
it.
into that. Yeah.
I felt
Thank
it.
you. Good.
I believe. Ooh.
Good. Yay.
Mhm.
All right. Now, as you know, we talk about smart stuff, dumb stuff, fun stuff. So we're going to do that right now. Anne and Chip and I are going to talk about the smart, dumb, or fun stuff that we did this week. And we will start with you.
Well, mine was fun, of course, super fun and smart because I'm like, I surround myself with all these awesome people. So that is smart of me. So I would like to shout out to the ladies in my life this week. My friend Amy T, and my friend Jeannie C. Amy just became a new principal for Northville Public Schools. My friend Jeannie is on the Appalachian Trail with her sister Jackie. My friend Annette is killing it. She just had some major surgery and now she's you would never know. My sister-in-law Liz W. and my niece, her daughter Kylie W. And Liz bought me this awesome popcorn bucket. My friend
Totally.
Kim T. Who has been on the show. If you want to go back and check out our in our archives, our show with Kim Too Good, she can tell you so much about buying and or selling a house. And oh yes, last but not least, Chip M. That's right, Chip Moehle.
That's me.
Expert Chip Moehle.
Exactly.
Go.
Yeah, exactly. So that's
Excellent.
me doing something smart and fun.
That's fantastic. For me, my fun this week is I busted out the golf clubs for the first time in I think 2 years, and it was really fun. So I golfed. It was ladies golfing this week. So Tuesday, I went out with some of my Sturgis High School pals, Nicole, Katrina, Jen, Kathy K, who did not golf with us, but we all went and had lunch and margaritas afterward, which was a blast. Just been so much fun reconnecting with those guys over the last few years, and this has become kind of a summer tradition. Is that we get together once or twice a summer and we go golfing at this place up in God, I can't think of what town it's in. Up there towards Grand Rapids, and then we go and get Mexican food and margaritas afterward.
Oh
So
my.
that was amazing. And then I went out and I golfed on Wednesday with my friend Jessica and her daughter Natalie. And Natalie basically torched Jessica and I. This is a girl that's barely picked up a golf club, and she is a naturally gifted athlete. And yeah, she made us look bad. It was amazing. Much to the chagrin of her mother. Sorry, Jessica. Natalie's coming for you. Sorry. So yeah,
Mhm.
they've decided. So Jessica and Natalie, they've decided their family's going to have something called the Kelly Cup. So I have to find some rando trash trophy for them and fill it with candy for their cup.
I hear this. I hear
I
this.
will keep an eye out.
Popcorn.
Oh, the Twister's popcorn could be the trophy.
No,
No, I don't want to deprive myself of
no,
that
this
for home.
is my favorite thing until the end of the
It's a beautiful
show.
relic for home. Yeah. So, all right, Chip. Now you.
I will, Jenny. I'm going to look for the biggest trophy.
Yeah, find a big
Go ahead,
trashy
Chip.
trophy. Preferably if you can find one with a cup, that would be better.
For me, it was also fun.
I'd love
And that
to.
was hanging out with Kim and the brothers, sisters to watch Twisters and then have dinner afterwards. Just so much humor and laughter. It was fun to be in a movie theater and just making fun of the movie as we went along. And then, of course, having a great time afterwards.
Yes, that was awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Well, it was
I've
fun
been looking
because
forward to it all week. I was like, it's Friday. It's almost Friday.
we even reacted to the film like I just when things would smash down and stuff, we were all like, "Ooh, oh, ah!" Like I loved that. That was awesome. And I think we were the only ones in the theater that did that. I think everybody else was just very quiet and polite.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Good job, you guys. To the other 7 people that were in the theater. So yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. All right. All right, so here we are. We're gonna talk Twisters. These are the official reviews of Twister. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through, start with what we liked, what we did not like, and then we're gonna compare this to the original because, like I said, this was not a true sequel. This was what they call a standalone sequel, which means that they had the same name and logo and color scheme, but beyond that, they basically just like copied off of Twister's paper from 1996, but we'll get to that. All right, so we're gonna start with me and what I liked about Twister. This is plural because I keep forgetting to do that. Anyway, Okay, overall, I'm gonna say that I didn't hate this movie. It was fine. If I had never seen Twister in 1996, I would feel differently about how I feel about this movie, I think. But the thing I liked most about that movie is that guy right there, Glenn Powell. Ugh, this is the scene where he's wearing a white T-shirt that is very form-fitting and getting rained on, but A, the scene wasn't long enough, and B, the rain wasn't raining hard enough. So I left wanting. I was left wanting, but
Yeah.
maybe that's what you do.
Agreed.
Mhm.
Uh, in this particular version, so like I said, the original Twister was in 1996, so here we are, 28 years later. The tornadoes were cool, cooler than in the first movie, and I'll talk a little bit about that because it was a good mix of CGI, and they actually used real tornado footage in this one, and I thought they did a much better job of explaining the actual weather science that goes with tornadoes. They kind of pulled some of the mythology away from the original, and we got to see some things that were actually scientifically accurate, which was kind of a nice change. And like I said, it was nice to see tornado appropriate clouds and tornado appropriate wall clouds, and like I said, actual tornado footage. So yes, they used some CGI. Don't get me wrong, but they also, in a lot of the ones where they were just showing rando tornadoes, they were actually showing real tornadoes, which I liked. I thought that was a nice change. So they did that better. Um, I loved the cameo by James Paxton, who is Bill Paxton's son. Bill Paxton played Bill in the original Twister. He passed away, I want to say 10 years ago, after complications from heart surgery. His son was actually in this movie, and it was a nice homage to Bill Paxton. And his kid played an absolute dum dum in the movie who ends up, making some poor choices for himself and his little girlfriend. So
Yeah.
sniff, sniff.
Mhm.
Let's see. It's a good summer flick. It's flawed, but it's still fun. Absolutely, you should see it in the theater. The rodeo there were some cool scenes. The rodeo hotel pool scene was awesome, and the opening scene is genuinely riveting. I was like, yeah, that's how you start a movie. As was the opening scene in the original Twister, so they got that right.
Mhm.
It was fun to pick out all the Easter eggs because there was a bunch of them. So that was kind of a cool, fun thing to do as well. I
Mhm.
thought. All right, that's what I liked about this movie.
Mhm.
Chip, now you.
Well, this movie is exactly what you think it is, with the exception of there's really no love story, and that is awesome. I loved the fact that we didn't have to
Mhm.
deal with, I mean, certainly there is an attraction, but we don't have to deal with a kissing scene. We don't have to deal with a love scene. It was marvelous. That was the best part. But literally, when you look at this movie and the poster and all of it, it is exactly that. Um, both leading men, as Jenny have said, are great eye candy. I can't think. Anthony Ramos is the other male lead. And
Mhm.
then we've got Maura Tierney, who is just one of our best actresses, who I haven't seen in anything in quite a while. So it was nice to see her in this film, even though her role felt like it was just kind of very quickly whipped up by
Mhm.
the computer. Um, it was like, oh shit, we got to get another maternal character in there. Let's
Yeah,
write
Meg's
10
probably
lines.
dead by now, so
Yeah, she'll be the wizened character that imparts something that moves the story forward. And Lois Smith was that in the original film.
Mhm.
right.
Um, this one, the effects are great. The effects are absolutely great. If you need to see this movie, go see it on the big screen because I don't think it will be. I think it will look more ridiculous on a TV screen. I think the movie will
Mhm.
feel more ridiculous on a TV screen. But it is just fun to kind of be in the midst of that. And like Jenny said, it's the mashup of the CGI and the real that really kind of gets you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally 100% agree.
Also, I heard that one of the Twisters is the daughter of one of the original Twisters from the original movie.
Oh my God.
Was it the cow carrying Twister? I hope it was the cow
I
carrying
think it
Twister.
was. I think it was. I think it was.
It's
I
all
can't
So
right.
believe
yeah,
it.
that's what I enjoyed about it.
So that
Okay.
cameo was really good too. Yeah, I love it.
Mhm.
Good.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm sorry. One other thing. Just one other thing.
One other thing.
They did a
No.
really good job at building the tension. Like Jenny said, the
Yeah.
opening scene and the close. I mean, all of the action sequences, but they do a really good job of just building that tension so that you actually are kind of on the edge of your seat, even though you
Yeah.
know exactly what's going to happen. You're still like, oh my god, oh my god. So I really
Yeah.
enjoyed that.
Yeah. Yeah, I did too. All right, Anne. What did you like about Twisters?
I thought there was good tornado footage. I thought that was good. I thought it was better than I would like to think that after what 28 years that we could do better in special
Yes.
effects. So, it was very good tornado footage. There's no doubt about it. Some attraction, but no love story, which I really appreciated because I realized that these two actors, the two leads, are not that far apart in age, but she looks very young, and it just would have I don't know. Watching them mash faces would have seemed a little creepy to me. So I was glad that we didn't have to be distracted with that. The references to Twister, there was references to Twister, the original. So long live the OG. I liked that. I did like that. As Chip said, I 100% agree. It should be seen on the big screen. It's that type of movie. It's its best feature. It is meant to be this big, bombastic action. Weather extravaganza. So, if you're going to go see it there because that's the best place to do it. The cast is attractive and there's more diversity in the cast, but the two leads action scenes, I'm like they
Lost you for
didn't
a second
skip
there.
on that. It's like I felt like a lot of things between the I'm sorry. Did I come
We
back?
lost you for a
Am
second
I
there.
back?
Yep, you're back.
Oh, I was going to say the action scenes were very exciting. I wish it was the story in between the action scenes was more interesting, but yeah, the action was great. They did a good job with that.
I
So,
agree. Well
Yeah.
said, you guys. Well
Very
said.
much. Yes.
All right, this is what I didn't like about the movie Twisters.
Tell
Now
us,
we're gonna
Jenny.
get into it.
Preach.
Mhm.
It was too fucking long.
No kidding.
Yeah,
I did pull out my phone once to look at the time.
Hmm.
I had my watch and be like, okay, we've been here an hour. Okay, this we should be wrapping up in 25 minutes.
Yep.
And no, we
No.
did not. We went the full 2 hours plus a little bit
Yeah.
more. Yeah, it was at least 30 minutes too long.
Yeah, I was like,
And
I need to go for a walk. I'm falling asleep.
it was trying so hard to be cool, and I
Mhm.
think, and I'll kind of get into that a little bit here in a second. So it was trying hard to be cool, and as a result of that, it's like anytime anything anyone anywhere tries too hard to be cool, it always misses. It's like when you're swinging at a golf ball and if you overswing at a golf ball, it goes 2 feet in front of you. That's kind of how this movie felt a little bit. The other characters in the movie, so you had your two lead characters, your three-ish lead characters, Anthony Ramos, Glenn Powell, and Daisy Edgar Jones, and they were fine. Don't get me wrong, they were fine. Everything else in the movie was a caricature. All these other side characters were all just sort of characters in themselves, um, and it felt forced. Like in the original Twister, when we had this group of sort of these fun nerdy characters, they felt kind of authentic in who they were. They weren't trying to be cool, and as a result of that, they were so cool. You know,
Mhm.
and that's one of the things that was missing in this, that everybody was, we're trying to make these guys look cool, and as a result they just look like a bunch of characters. The original, the one in 96, was fun in a way that we have lost. That fun ass big ass summer movie spectacle, the Terminator 2s, the True Lies, the Independence
Yes.
Days, the Men in Black, all of these summer blockbusters that you were so looking forward to seeing on the big screen. Everything now is muted. We've taken all that away, and that's one of the things that I talk about, is that I'm so tired of remakes and reimaginings and sequels. We've completely taken the fun out of what are supposed to be the funnest movies of the year, and this movie does suffer from that. It's not, and part of it is that just that lack of originality that we
Mhm.
don't really see in a lot of movies. We saw it, and you pointed it out, we saw it in Mad Max Fury Road. We saw it in Everything Everywhere All at Once, but
Mhm.
that sort of spectacle is missing in things like summer block movies, and it's been replaced by CGI and superhero movies and Batman and Superman hitting each other with buildings or whatever, and it just sucks. It just bums me out. It leaves you kind of feeling empty. Like when you eat a box of Twinkies, you're like, yeah, this is pretty good, and then I feel bad after. That's kind of how I felt after this movie.
That's how I felt after I ate this box of popcorn.
My tummy
Yeah.
hurt.
Yeah,
Oh.
the middle of this movie is boring. I miss Bill Paxton. I miss Philip Seymour Hoffman. I was disappointed that there was no Helen Hunt or any sign of her in this, other than the fact that she was wearing Helen Hunt's exact same outfit during the tornado rodeo scene.
Yeah.
And I realize Helen Hunt is no longer fuckable, but I would have loved to at least seen a cameo of her in this movie. So
Mhm.
we
Mhm.
deserve better, or do we? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
We did this to ourselves, movie going audience, by
Mhm.
settling for Hot Pockets. So that's what we did. Anyway.
Hot Pockets. Well, and I'll just say this quickly about Helen Hunt. I don't know if you saw the most recent season of Hacks,
Yes.
but
Yes.
Helen Hunt is in it, and honestly, for me, she's still fuckable. And I'm a
Mhm.
gay
So
man,
too.
so that says a lot.
So
Yeah, no,
I'm not saying that because she's not fuckable. I'm
No,
saying
I
that
know,
because as a
I'm.
general,
It is.
Hollywood rules say
It's the
she's no
Hollywood rule.
longer fuckable.
Too old,
Yeah.
too old, not
Yeah.
fuckable. Yeah, it's terrible.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah, that's why Maura Tierney's practically playing the grandmother role now in
for
Twisters.
heaven's
So
sake, I know. It was like, oh, okay.
yeah, it hurts. Mm.
Yeah. I don't. I just, one thing I just thought as you were talking, as we've all been talking, was part of what I don't know if it's what was missing from this film. The movie felt like it was a movie of the week. You know,
Yeah.
like if anybody
Yeah.
remembers those from television, like they were always kind of like a movie light.
Mhm.
You know, like quickly assembled. You know, they tried to hit on some points, but
Mhm.
generally vaguely hits the mark, and that's kind of what this felt like.
Yeah, you
Um,
nailed it. You just nailed it.
aside
Yeah.
from the
Mhm.
lack of the which I enjoyed, the lack of love story, there was just nothing new here. It was everything we've seen before. We joked in the beginning when you see the plucky girl and she's doing her thing, and it's like, oh, okay, like, what are you going to do to kill your friends that you're going to then have to make up for later on? What is the thing that's going to propel you through the rest of the film?
Okay, she
And
drove
that,
into an F5 tornado. Oops.
right? Oh, sorry. Yeah, and that's
My
there.
bad.
I learned something. I'm like, oh, an F5 tornado. Didn't know. Um,
Yeah, 5. My bad.
uh, Daisy Edgar Jones, who is the lead actress, is a fine actress, but was so
Mhm.
bland in this role, and I think that has more to do with the writing than her talents. Um, they gave the dumb boys all the charisma. They didn't.
Mhm.
She was supposed to be the smart character, and you could tell that she didn't want to play it the way that most people play smart characters, with the glasses and the very serious and the very low tones. But at the same time, it just absolutely missed the mark. And I felt bad because I think she's probably a pretty good actress, and
Mhm.
there was just nothing here for her to play. And I agree with you, Jenny. The boys were all caricatures, and I think more what I mean by that is that they were all cartoonish.
Okay, good. Yeah, good
Yeah,
word.
they were all like, I mean, literally, you could have animated them in 2D, and it would have been the
Mhm.
same.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I also disliked. I mean, they tried to throw in some meaningful plot points, taking advantage of people so that to make money, things like that. But it felt like it was forced into the story by somebody's assistant who
Made
watched
no
the movie
sense.
and was like, what I think it's missing is a point of view.
We need a
Mhm.
Snidely Whiplash character. Yeah, it was
Yes,
completely
and it
I'm
was
like
like, I don't
I
need to
literally couldn't
justify
follow that
anybody's.
story at all. Like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah. That just felt silly. And honestly, a lot of the dialogue feels like it was written by artificial intelligence. Like the
Mhm.
beginning of the film starts with that fucking overlapping dialogue that they think young people do, where everybody's quick and everybody's clever. And you're like, oh my God, shut the fuck up. Like,
Especially in the morning.
yeah. And I'm like, only I speak like that. Okay.
Nobody else does.
Nobody else does. But I was just, yeah, there's a lot of that. And there's a lot of like, that are supposed to be the quotable lines where you're like, oh, like just like, again, like they threw the dart and it was going towards the wall and just went boop and hit the ground.
Yeah.
And then just, yeah, it just, yeah, that's really it. And I missed, I don't think this joke's going to land, so I won't say it. Anyway, that's how I felt about what I didn't like about Twisters.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Well, I love what you said about cartoonish. That's good because that's how some of those periphery characters felt.
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
And what did you not like about Twisters?
Everything that didn't have to do with a tornado in it felt forced, from the love interests and the villains, quote unquote, the mother-daughter relationship, the pre-tornado drama, the post-tornado drama. We're talking imminent ruinage. That's Dusty, 1996.
1996.
Nice.
From the original. Yeah. So yeah, I just thought the whole thing that didn't have a tornado in it was bland and uninteresting. Too long. Ugh. way too long. I mean, I was when I saw this movie, it was over 2 hours. I'm like, what the fuck for? I mean, that was before I saw it because I was like, no movie like this should be more than an hour and 30 minutes, and really an hour and 23 minutes would have been better. And you could have cut out a lot of the stupid dialogue crap, which was uninteresting anyway. So it was too. If it didn't have a tornado, move on, loser.
So, yeah.
Let's see. Everybody was younger, everybody was hotter, and everybody was bland. All the actors. They were competing with the Tornadoes, and the Tornadoes won. She didn't only marry you for your penis. Thank you, Dr. Melissa Reeves, 1996. The thing is, like, you talked about, I think, Chip, you talked about there were supposed to be all these great quotable lines. And this movie didn't have a single great quotable line in it, where Twister, the original 1996, is all quotable lines. And God, where was Helen Hunt? Exactly. Where was Helen Hunt? Did you see that sky? Joe, 1996. See, we needed Helen just for a little bit. She couldn't have been the professor at the school where they were going, or something.
Yeah. Needs more the weather place that she was working in New York. She could have been like that one that was like that one exactly. I'm like, there were so many spots that you could have just been like right here, right here.
Mm-hmm. Needed more side character development. Rabbit is good, Rabbit is wise from Rabbit, 1996. And that's the one part that I really appreciated of this film that wasn't tornado related was at the end when she crawls out of the truck and then they're all like, yay. And all the side characters come and congratulate them. It was very similar to the final scene in the last movie. And then they do this whole montage where it was basically this writer was, that comes out with this magazine article that he had written. And I thought that was really a great piece. That was probably the best piece I thought in the whole film, because you really got to see some of the side characters and their influence and what they did. And then I thought that was the best fucking part of the film. It was the most interesting. It was the most, character driven. And the funny thing is that they barely spoke. I mean, it was just really just well filmed. And I really enjoyed that part. So I pretty much just repeated Jenny and Chip with the same things. No Helen, too long, too bland, not interesting, good tornadoes. There you go.
Tornadoes. Yeah, there you go.
That's a great way to say it. Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed. So I believe we are unanimous in our query of which one was better and why. Chip, why don't you go ahead and start us off on that?
Well, 1996 for me, because honestly, well, I'm just going to read what I said. They took a concept that didn't seem that interesting, and they made it into a thrill ride. Like, I remember in 96 thinking, oh, a movie about tornadoes, fantastic. Like, that just sounds like the stupidest idea to me in the world. Like it's just, it's just going to be Jaws with weather. Like, I mean, this does not sound interesting in any way, shape, or form. And yet it was. And so, yes, with all due respect, or maybe no due respect to the newest version, 1996 was certainly better.
Well said.
Yes.
Well done.
Yeah.
And
it's to the point there. I, of course, Twister, 1996. I have to tell you that this is my favorite guilty pleasure movie. I actually saw Twisters, plural, this 2024 movie. I saw it twice. I saw it 2 days in a row. I saw it with Jenny, Chip, and Kim on Friday. And then I saw it with my friend and sister-in-law, Liz, and her daughter, and my friend, Kylie. And I have to admit that I'm glad I saw it twice, because I hated it the first time because it wasn't Twister. I hated it. And then when I saw it again with them, and they really seemed to enjoy it, and that kind of like washed over on me, and I was able to forgive it a little bit for not being 1996 again. But it had a lot to compete with. Literally, I have this movie, 1996 Twister, memorized. I love it. And it was going to take a lot for them to even hope to replace it. It was hopeless. Nice try. I loved it because the 1996 version, because I loved the strong female lead in Helen Hunt. What's her name? Whatever her name is. Like you said, Chip, she's a competent actress. She's fine. I've seen her in other things and appreciate her then, but really they could have gotten any wafy, skinny white girl and plopped her in
Yes.
that role and
Yep.
gotten the same performance. So, and I thought Helen Hunt had a lot more gravitas behind her, was more interesting. Did a much, you know what? She's just a better fucking actress. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all it was. And you could give her, a not awesome script and she would make it a better thing. It's just like one of those movies where you drop all these great actors in and a halfway decent script and they made it a good film. Great list of actors playing secondary characters: Seymour Hoffman, Jamie Gertz, Carrie Ells, Alan Ruck, Sean Wallen, Jeremy Davis. These are all like people that have been in the business for years and were in the business for years before they even got their secondary roles here. And man, they were great. It's like, who's the Charlie Dunham? Is that who it is, Jenny? The one with the Hunnam, Charlie Hunnam. And it was like, he's a great looking actor, but he is a terrible actor. But he will always rise to the occasion if you put good actors around him. And that was this film. The film was the pretty, not great actor, but then you put all these other great actors around it and it pulled it up. They didn't have that in Twisters. They're like, oh, it's a standalone film. I'm like, it was almost a carbon copy of Twister. They just changed, they put an S on the end, but they didn't get a bunch of great actors. They had like maybe one really good actress playing the mother, totally underutilized. So anyway, this movie was fun, stupid fun. Twisters is not fun at all. Twister inspired kids to go into meteorology. This movie will not inspire that. It broke new special effect grounds, which was great. I mean, we talk about the Twisters had better special effects, but they wouldn't have if it hadn't been for Twister. I'm like, that's where they're trying out a bunch of new stuff. Of course, Twister had Bill Paxton in it. I would see movies that I wasn't necessarily interested in just because Bill Paxton was in them, and now he's not. It had a real eclectic soundtrack. Now in the 80s, soundtracks drop off in the 90s and be great eclectic country classic original, just a great soundtrack, so very quotable. Gen X loves to quote TV and film, and this film even quoted other films. That's how quotable it was. Of course, Twisters, I don't even remember any of the dialogue. It was exciting, and like Twisters was exciting, but so was Twister. I mean, you can't just like, oh, it's exciting. So there's lots of exciting things, meh. Anyway, Twisters, 1996, OG. Helen Hunt.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Anna Chip.
Right on.
The 96 version is so far in a way superior. And like I said, if I had never seen it, I probably would have enjoyed this movie better, even though it is genuinely flawed. The original Twister in 96 was original. It was fun. And again, like you said, Anne, incredibly quotable. I drop quotes all the time from that movie. And yes, the movie that they're quoting from in the movie is Repo Man, which is hysterical. And they also quote Star Wars, which is also hysterical. So, but that's the way, and that's what I loved about it, is that the side characters none of them were like the side characters in this version, in the 2024 version, were all beautiful. They were all very good looking people. And none of us look like that. None of us look like that, especially people that are out there chasing tornadoes. And that's one of the things I loved about the original Twister. It was just a bunch of everybody looks like they would look if they were a grad student, out doing their thing. If, they've eaten too many Doritos, they've drank too much Mountain Dew and Pepsi. Um, that's what they look like in Twister. Even Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton are not traditionally beautiful Hollywood types. They're not. They both have these kind of unusual looks to them. Um, and that's what's great. And one of the things I love about Helen Hunt's character in the original Twister is that she's a little older. At that point, Helen Hunt is in her late 30s, maybe even early 40s. I don't know. That's probably late 30s. And I just think that extra 10 years does something to you as an actor, does something to you in that performance that it just plays that much better. And again, Bill Paxton was a little older in that movie, probably. Yeah, gravitas. Thank you. That's one of the things I loved about it, is that everybody just felt kind of genuine in what they were doing. And I didn't feel that way about any of the very beautiful people that were in Twisters. So, and again, to me, that's a very part of the scrubbing of Hollywood, is that you don't, even your character actors are beautiful.
Yeah.
And like, I don't want beautiful character actors. My
Yeah.
character actors are supposed to look like me. That's what I want. All right. So, like you said, Anne broke CGI ground. It was influential. And again, Joe's story, I think, she's, you know, um, this is obviously very much the main character story in Twisters. It's not so much so with Joe. It really is Joe's movie in the original Twister, and we kind of learn that as the movie goes on. You're like, oh, this isn't Bill's story. This is actually Joe's story. Okay, I get that. Uh, there was just the right amount of disaster in cheese in the original movie,
Mm.
where
Mhm.
that a lot of the signs that you're seeing and a lot of the ridiculous things that are happening, the tornadoes could never happen or would have murdered them long ago. We all know that the last scene where they belt themselves to the pipes, we all know that they would have died. That's a no brainer. But again, because we let things go in Hollywood, that's of course stupid, but we let it go. But again, that right amount of disaster and cheese. And yeah, Twister is still the best Earth Science walkout movie ever because we genuinely take an interest in these characters. You're really rooting for what they're trying to do. You like them. You know, who didn't love but Dusty in the original? You fell in love with him immediately. And
Mhm.
Dusty and Rabbit and Belzer and the fact that all these
Mhm.
characters' names by the end, Preacher and Lawrence and
Mhm.
here I am. But um, yeah, in my
Mhm.
my my advice to you is this, listeners and viewers, is right now Twister is on Max. Watch it, enjoy it. Do a little compare and contrast for yourself. You can agree or to disagree or whatever, but I probably won't go see. I actually might. I might go. I will actually do what Ann did. I'm going to go see this one more time because I want to see what and like I said, I've tried very hard not to be like, this isn't Twister. I'm mad. I'm not mad at all. Like I said, I didn't think. I think people will go and enjoy this movie and they'll dig it because it's fun.
Mhm.
But it's not as fun. So
If you want a better twist, go to see Twister
Ooh,
or
there
or
you
or,
go.
or exactly.
Nice.
yes,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Mhm.
Better
So there,
Twister.
that's how I feel.
Yeah. Okay.
Better
I got it.
twist. Mhm.
Well done. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's okay. Whew, that was action packed. That was a good review.
Mhm.
Good job, you guys.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
well
Oh,
done,
we
everybody.
mhm.
What's the matter, Ann?
We left Jim and Tammy instead of putting Chip up here on our slide. We said,
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. That's supposed to say we'll skip that.
I
Boom. We'll
I
just
love
erase
your.
it.
I'll just say though, I love your Gen experts.
Thank you.
uh,
They are good, aren't they? So
Yeah.
mhm,
yeah, sorry. Yeah, so you've done you guys, you spent another week with the brother sisters, this time preparing yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally
mhm,
to see the movie Twisters. Overall, go see it. You'll, enjoy the theater, go get your popcorn. We sat in the big cushy. Okay, and that's actually something I wanted to talk about. Let's
Yeah.
talk for a moment about KP Cinemas in Kalamazoo, shall we?
mhm.
Yes.
KP Cinemas, let's have a little heart to heart talk. You got to do better. Okay, that's all I have to say. You have a beautiful facility in a great location. Parking can be kind of a challenge, but it's not terrible. Number one, you need to clean your bathrooms. Number
Yes.
two, you need to have more than one guy's like, I don't know how much anything costs. There's a medium. You got to do better than that. And there's got to be more than one guy. Because honestly, you should be promoting the shit out of this theater. It's in a good spot. The chairs are super comfortable. It's a nice theater. They've
Mhm.
dropped a lot of money into this place. Do better. KP
Yeah.
Theaters in downtown Kalamazoo.
Mhm.
Do better.
Yeah.
The
The
Mhm.
theater
theater
we
that I
saw it
didn't
in
have
was ginormous, and
so
Mhm.
huge.
so they have the lovely comfy seats
Mhm.
and but it is weird to walk into a huge facility like that and be three of the five people that are there
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
Yeah.
trying to purchase concessions and having it take longer than a few minutes. You're like, we're three people. There's
There's
only like
literally
three things on the
Yeah,
menu.
a guy there. Yeah. One guy. Yeah.
exactly.
So
And we picked out our own candy. All I had to do was press the candy
just
button.
walk up.
That all the candy was the same price. Right, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like you said,
All you literally had to do was put popcorn in a bag.
parking is right there, but
Mhm.
they need to make a pass through so you can go
Yeah.
right from the parking into the theater. And they
Yep.
need to put up some signs in the
Oh.
parking structure that say theater this way.
Theater this way. Yeah.
Mhm.
So do better.
Do
Okay.
better.
That's all I have
We
to
know
say.
you
And
can.
You know,
yeah.
the thing is too is it's like, it's right downtown. So Jenny and I walked from her place, and Kim and Chip both drove and parked. But you can leave your car, and then when you're done with the movie, there's all these different restaurants you can walk to. And
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
this theater should be doing much better. This should be like, hey, let's go to dinner and a movie, or movie and dinner, because there's all these great restaurants literally on the corner from the theater. So
2
yeah,
blocks
this
away
this should
in
be a
any direction.
no-brainer.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, so that bothered me a little bit. That bothered me more than the movie did. It was just that, like, here's this great facility. It's beautiful. And I realize the construction in downtown Kalamazoo is a fucking nightmare,
Ugh.
but that doesn't change the fact that they have completely under-equipped this. There's supposed to be a bar in there. There
Mhm.
was no bar. There was no drinky drinks.
Mm-mm.
So,
No,
and
because I would
I
have
didn't
gotten a
even get a
drinky drink
bucket.
if I had one.
Yeah, I would
No,
have
and they
gotten
didn't
some sort
offer the
of
bucket.
blue nightmare No, no. No,
Yeah,
there was
there
no
was no
bucket. There
bucket
was
because
no
we got
theme. There was no Twister themed drink that I was so ready to drink. Because when I went to Wonder Woman, I got a Wonder Woman drink. It was some blue gold concoction with a lemon. It was amazing, and a crown.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
what I
You don't
wanted.
think I wouldn't want
Yeah,
a Twister drink at the Tornado?
yeah. Because
Mhm,
Yeah.
the truth is, I
mhm,
don't go to movies very often. I do not enjoy going to movies. And so for me to go to a movie is a big deal, but man, I want it all. I am prepared to spend big dollars to go to a movie because I don't go very often. So I'm not afraid to get everything, to get the nice ticket, to get, the extra, the rent a blanket, the drink. I'll get it all, but
I'm still very
they
partial to the Celebration Cinema in Portage. I bring my
totally,
blanket sometimes. They
yeah,
got the reclining seats. You order your food and they bring it to you in the theater.
mhm,
at the
I'm like,
bar.
mhm,
plus they have an IMAX theater if you want to see an IMAX
Yep.
show. I do also like the Kalamazoo GQ10 over on Main Street because the prices are just cheaper. And usually you can go, there's not a lot of people there, and you get some concessions, and it's nice. And also, though, they could stand to clean their bathrooms. I think any place you go nowadays, they could stand to clean their
yeah.
bathrooms.
You stand up, clean your guys. Okay, so I am officially done complaining about the KP Cinema in Kalamazoo. I sound like my mom. Okay,
I'm gonna write a letter.
I'm gonna write a letter. You'll be
I'm going to
sorry.
fire off an email very
Nobody
quickly.
That's right.
nobody will read it.
Nobody will read it. There you go. Oh, and they'll validate your parking. There you go. Okay,
Yeah,
they
they
will
will
Yes.
validate your
validate
parking.
your parking.
Yes, they will.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So Chip Maley, again, your insights on the entertainment industry are valuable, like gold, man, gold ass valuable. So thanks for
Thank
coming.
you.
Hey, have you gotten a tote bag yet?
I have not.
Dude, that's not right. Nope, you're getting a tote bag. You're getting a tote bag, and it's gonna have goodies in it, man, and not just
Yay.
our normal goodies. You're gonna have like cans of Pringles in there and shit. So
I love it. Gimme, 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 gimme.
that's right.
Great.
Because
I'm the
we feed our
entertainment expert.
guests.
I should get free swag.
You should absolutely get free swag bag. Yes,
You should get
yes.
a bag full of
So
swag.
bags. Oh, bag of swag. Yes,
Bag of
Swag.
swag.
like the
Ooh.
Oscars, except there won't be an
Uh-huh.
iPad or anything like in there.
I
It won't be
really.
like an Oscar level gift bag. Sorry,
That's okay. I won't
my
get
bad.
keys to like an expensive car or anything like that.
No,
No.
it'll be a Michigan, West Michigan level of bag.
We're gonna give you the keys to our parents'
It's like-
2009 Chevy
Mhm.
Impala.
Impala.
so like a can of Raid and maybe some peach chunks.
How did you know?
You did get a
That's
bag
amazing.
from us. Ugh.
Actually, I have a box full of things that are going to Goodwill, so I'll just put those things in your bag.
There you go.
It's good, Chip. There we go.
I live near a Goodwill, so I can just take them for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For some reason, I can never get there. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I know in my heart that I shouldn't be donating there or something. So I just never managed to get there. So anyway, all right. So join
Anyway.
us next week. So like I said, Ann and I went to the Book Fest in Detroit Festival of Books today with Liz and Kylie, and so we're going to talk a little bit about that next week. We're also just going to talk a lot about books because the Detroit Book Fest was kind of a book bust, but we'll get to this particulars on that. So we're also going to talk about what we're reading right now. We are in the height of summer, so we will talk about what's on our summer reading list and what we are currently reading. and rereading, because that's what I love to do in the summertime, because sometimes, reading stuff stresses me out, but whatever. So yeah. So I'm gonna, and this is the part you'll probably have to take over, because every time I turn our music on, my mic cuts out. So anyway, are you ready?
Yeah,
Then?
it's
Are
so
you
weird.
ready?
It doesn't do it doing the intro. I'm ready.
No,
I'm ready.
man.
I'm
I
ready.
have not been able
I'm
to
ready. It
figure
doesn't
this
do
out.
it
All
during
right,
the
so here we go.
intro.
You
So
got this. You
before we
got
leave,
this.
though, just want to
Okay.
thank Chip one more time for coming on with us today. Here we
Thank
go.
you
Here's the
guys. I
music.
love doing
Thanks,
this
Chip.
because I love to hear your perspective as well.
Nice. Can you hear me? Can you still hear me?
All right, everybody.
Yeah.
Can you still?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
we
So,
can.
yeah, you guys. All right. So I'm Janice Brothers. With me is my sister.
And brothers.
All right, and Chip Moehle. So you guys, we want you to get out there, do something smart, do something dumb, do something fun this week, and we are out of here.